Okay, so Amanda back, and I'm basically starting off where I left off on the last video, which was the very, very rough outline of the character. So here you can see I'm starting some of the detail work. I'm being a little more careful with my lines. I'm being more careful, sort of thinking about what the actual final product is that I want to go for. Um, just adding a little bit of these details, a little bit of the texture, some horrifying eye orbitals, um, which of course are not going to stay that shape or design. Just kind of putting in where the nose is, where the lips are. All of this sort of from the perspective of just getting in a little bit more details. This still is not going to be the final line drawing. It's going to be a couple of more stages beyond this. So this is at 8 times, just FYI. This is at 8 times speed, so I like to have a sense of where the physical orbitals of the skull would be, but obviously the eye itself is, a different creature. So what I am doing here is mirroring, so transforming and flipping on the horizontal the eye, but you see how I sort of truncate it and I make it a little bit, I transform it basically, so that it looks a little bit further away and it fits the shape. It's not an exact mirror replica, because why would it be? It's not supposed to be. So the further I go through, again, these are going to be the basic details. Pupils are always sort of an interesting thing. Where is it going? Where is the character looking? And how can you make it look like the character is actually looking at something instead of staring off into nothingness? So at this point, I'm also creating some of the design of the armor. I actually end up changing this later, but it's going to stay in this point for a bit, so you can at least see how I got to this stage. What I really think I need to do is actually maybe study up on how armor is actually manufactured. I think that would help immensely. I'm just kind of creating my own concepts here. So I erased those eyes back just a little bit so that I could put in a little bit more detail. Instead of having the full eye, her cheek is coming up a little bit because she's kind of not exactly squinting, but kind of, I guess squinting. Just looking at something with sort of an intense expression. So bringing up the little cheeks, bringing in those sort of eyelashes, introducing some of that other information. Now with eyes in particular, you don't need to have a full line that is, perfect, that goes around the whole thing. Sometimes just sort of the implication of it is better. So braids are fabulous and I love them. So I'm just kind of making a braid here based on the information. And I am using smoothing lines on that bit just to make it nice and clean. You're going to notice over the course of this whole drawing, I will redo the eyes a million times. And that's, right now, that's part of my process. It's one of the most important things on the face obviously being the most important part of your overall drawing, with, of course, the addition of like posturing and the actual body position of your character. So I wanted to make her eyebrows a little bit less hairy looking and a little bit sleeker. So that's what that is. So hopefully you can see with each little bit of information, each little addition, it's getting cleaner and cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. But still not near the clean bit. Okay, so that's another transform. You see now how the pupil looked completely wrong. She was crossing her eyes. So you have to obviously accommodate for that and move the pupil so that it actually looks as though she's not cross-eyed and is looking actually at something rather than, stoned. This is where the benefit, obviously, of digital comes in so much, is making these little adjustments. I'm actually doing a warp transform to make her face. I felt her jaw was a little bit too big. So it makes it so that you can really easily sort of manipulate these things. Someday I do hope to be able to draw decently on paper, but I'm not exactly there yet. Again, this is design, decisions. I feel like, truthfully, her helm or helmet, whatever this is a little too tight, but I'll fix that later. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Enjoy your drawing.